Hey guys, Trent now here of Igneous Studios, and on my fourth episode of the PlayFest review by McMurry University Theater Department. And I went over Lionheart by Matt Lamar, This Is How It Gets Better by Sterling Halburn, and Parents of Room 10 by Maddie Melbourne. And this one is Generational Gap by Tabitha Wilson. Brief rundown of the ratings I gave. Lionheart I gave a 9 out of 10. This Is How It Gets Better. It was a perfect score of 10, and Parents of Room 10 was a 10. And I would like to say this is because of I'm taking into account the stage itself, the stage compared to movies and whatnot, as I've explained in Doll's House and whatnot. So this next one is a dramatic piece compared to the comedy that Parents of Room 10 was. This story is a little bit more of real life compared to absurdity. Because Parents of Room 10 was kind of an absurd comedy, this one is kind of like a family drama piece. Excuse me. So, Generational Gap tells a story about a single mother, her two children, visiting their grandmother. I think it was 89, age-wise. Well, their old grandma who has dementia. And throughout, it's revealed that our main character, Dell, the single mother's older brother, Clyde, takes advantage of their mother's money. Discover card, you could say. And just an overall kind of dick. So the cast real quick. Dell portrayed by Sue Ellen Hunter. Natalie portrayed by Alyssa Neighbors. Grammy portrayed by Penny Ferris. Ledger portrayed by Zane Hargrove. And Clyde portrayed by Aaron Shutter. This was directed by Matt Marin. Stage managed by Penny. Costume designed by Maddie Melbourne and Emma Gates as the light and soundboard operators. I think there was not any sound design in this one, so it might have just been the light board operator. And playwright Tabitha Wilson. Set-wise, this was a pretty simple set. There was like a dinner table, recliner chair, and a couch. I think that was it. If there was more, I don't remember. Like I said in my first video, Lionheart, these are going based on my memory of it, and it's been a few weeks since the PlayFest, so my memory might be a little fuzzy on that. So, this was just your typical family drama, I should say. Dell is struggling, making payments, given that I think it was with her low-paying job with a college kid, daughter, Natalie, and a high school, I think Ledger was. I'm not sure. And she's having to deal with the kind of the selfishness of her older brother, Clyde. And it's just a big thing, and they have a family cabin that Grammy wants to sell, but Dell doesn't want to do that. She wants to keep it in the family, and it's just a family drama about what should be and what should not be. I think I lost my train of thought, but we get a pretty good chemistry with all the other characters. When Clyde shows up, then the tensions really high show up because he is portrayed to be this ass. He is an ass to everyone, including his own sister. And it's just, I think this was Matt Marin, the director. I think you directed this very well. Yeah, I could definitely see the tensions build, and you wanted to give very natural reactions and how it was. I want to say Sue Ellen as Dell. You guys, I should have said this in the previous videos, but I didn't. I think everyone in the cast department did a phenomenal job. They did a great job with the material they were given, with the characters they were portraying. I think they did a very solid, if not phenomenal, job. So, I'm not like playing favorites. So it doesn't sound like I'm playing favorites on the casting part of it, because I am good friends with some of them, and I'm just kind of friends with the rest. So everyone, I'm as looking at this as objectively as I can. Everyone did a fantastic job, to a near phenomenal job. So I will start that. I should have started this in the beginning, but I'll start kind of going through the cast on these. Dell as well. Your portrayal of Dell was stellar. Was stellar? Yeah, is stellar the right word? Yeah, it is. Gave a really good emotional vulnerability. Natalie, I'll get into the kids in a second. Clyde, Aaron Shutter, if you do watch this video, because I know you're not part of the department, because we had a few like community members part of this, I think. Yeah. Sorry. Again, memory lapses. It's fuzzy. Why did I say lapse? No. You portrayed Clyde as just a big dick. He is a jerk to everyone around him. And you did it very well. I wanted to box you. It had me wanting to box you. So you really had the family drama there. Of the 5, I'm not going to say this was a bad story in terms of writing, but I think in storytelling and conflict, I think it was the weakest one. For the simple fact that I felt too short for the drama, if that makes any sense. This is a 1-act show, so it was like about 45, if not like an hour at most. Out of the rest, though, I feel like this one should have been like 2 acts. I think this one should have been a little longer. If not just a longer 1 act. Because you have the conflict there with Dell and Clyde. Pardon me. But I don't think you played enough with it. I think this was a show that I think should have been 2 acts. It felt shorter than the rest in terms of pacing. It kind of like, and I get it, family drama and real life stuff happens on a dime. I get that, but I feel like there could have been a bit more build up. Not build up. Yeah, build up. That and more conflict. I think more conflict overall would have been better. Not better. Would have helped this story out a little more. I think 2 acts would have been the safe bet if you were to write this again. I doubt it, because it's still a good story. You still told it very well. But it was one of those shows that I think, I don't know, just the added like runtime and the added bit with the conflict of the family definitely would have helped it. I think it would have really drived home like how important family is and how how bad family drama can really get. And one of the things is, this wasn't I'm not saying that I was disappointed. Ledger, played by Zane, you did a good job. I wish you had more to do. I think you had 5 lines the whole time? I could be wrong. I could have overlooked this, but of all the characters, Ledger didn't do anything. He tells Clyde to leave and he gets spat on. That, or he's just on the couch on his phone. He kind of just chilling. So that, and if you did have this in a second act, you give Ledger more to do. Like, what's his dynamic with the other family? Is he just the kid on his phone? Or hell, maybe he's more reminiscent of Clyde and Dell's trying to stop that. I don't know. There's a lot of potential adage to this that could have really brought it to its highest potential, in my opinion, at least. This is my subjective piece on it. Objectively, though, this was a good story that was told. I felt like it just needed more to really get that story across in a natural and good way. Not good, because this was still good. If you know what I'm talking about, I think just adding more. I think it just needed more. In my personal opinion, everyone did a great job. Acting wise, it was phenomenal. Everyone had a great emotional vulnerability, especially Dell and Grammy with their dynamic as a family. But in the pacing department, it was slow throughout, and then it ramped up and then died. I feel like there could have been more. That's all I'm saying. But if I were to rate this, do I think it's lower than an 8? No. I don't think it's lower than an 8. Obviously, in my opinion, what brought down the extra point, because this was a 9 straight up. I think what brought down the extra point was, I feel like there could have, because it's just the potential of what could have been. I think if there was more to it, definitely would have been a 9, if not a 10. But because it's paced so slowly at first and then it ramps up and kind of just dies, then that's what kind of took the point off for me. But this was still a very solid 8. The technical side, the lights were great. The set was really good. It was set in Christmas time, so that's an added plus. So you have the Christmas tree on there too. I like how you had Grammy's chair in the center, because technically she is the overhead of the whole thing. I don't know. It's just one of those. I think just if it had more, definite. But what we have is good enough. So I think Generational Gap is a solid 8 out of 10. If it was 2 acts and you had if you had that added like nuance, easy 9 to a 10. But hey, I'm not the playwright, so. But this was very solid. Tabitha, if you continue playwriting, same. And I should have said this with Maddie and Parents of Room 10 in the last one. If you two continue writing plays, I hope it goes well. I hope everything goes well for you guys. And yeah, that's kind of all I gotta say for Generational Gap. And so yeah, this was a solid 8 out of 10. The last video, last. Next one will be Specific Legacy by Haley Isbell. See you guys till then. Peace.